Hi, today we're going to look at another part of grammar which helps us write cohesive texts, and this time it's called subject-verb agreement. I'm just going to share the PowerPoint. Okay, so subject-verb agreement, sometimes called noun-verb agreement. Okay, first of all, what is a subject? If we're going to talk about subject-verb agreement, we need to be clear about what a subject is. A sentence can have more than one noun. For example, the boy counts his pencils. This sentence has two nouns, boy and pencil. The subject is the main noun, okay? The boy, because that is who or what the sentence is about. The noun pencils, is adding detail, but is not the main topic of the sentence. The subject of the sentence is the boy because the verb is relating to what the boy is doing, not what the pencils are doing. Now, subject-verb agreement means that we have to match the correct verb to go with the noun, and it's all to do with how many are in the subject. If the subject is one thing or person, we call that singular, coming from single. So a single person or thing, we use a different form of the verb than if it was more than one. And when there's more than one thing, we call that plural. Okay, well, that seems as clear as mud. So let's look at an example. The ball rolls down the hill. First of all, let's find the nouns. Remember, nouns are the names of people, places, or things. In this sentence, we have two nouns. Can you tell which ones they are? I hope so. There's a ball, which is a thing, and a hill, which could be a thing or a place. So in this sentence, we have two nouns, the ball and hill. So which one is the subject? The one that the verb is about. The hill isn't doing anything. It's just being there adding detail. It's giving us more information about what the ball was doing. So the subject is the noun that the verb is referring to. So rolls isn't about the hill, rolls is about the ball. Now the verb needs to match the subject because that's what this is called. It's called subject-verb agreement. So the two things have to go together. So we now know that the subject is the ball because that is what is the action is happening is the ball is rolling. The verb we use must match the subject in number. So if we've got one ball, the ball rolls down the hill. The verb needs to match the subject in number. The subject is singular, there's only one of them, one ball, and the verb rolls has an S on the end. So the verb we use must match the subject in number. And I don't blame you if you still don't get it, because I think to make this make more sense, we need to look at what happens when the subject is plural, when there's more than one. So let's change the subject to a plural. When there's more than one ball, the verb we use must match the subject in number. So the balls roll down the hill. Now our subject is still balls because that is what is doing the rolling. But now you can see that our verb doesn't have an S on the end. The balls roll down the hill. So let's look at, this is a bit of a busy slide, but let's have a look at what this means when we compare the two sentences. The singular sentence, the ball rolls down the hill, has a singular subject and the verb has an S on the end. In our plural, the balls roll down the hill. Balls is plural because there's more than one of them, and our verb doesn't have an S. So I hope that makes it a bit clearer about how the number in our subject must agree with the verb that we are using. Okay, if it's single, we put an S on the end. If it's plural, we don't put the S on the end. Let's have a look at some examples. Singular, the dog chases the car. Plural, the dogs chase the car. Here's our singular subject with an S on the end for the verb, and our plural subject, the dogs, and the verb doesn't have an S on the end. It's kind of swapped around, isn't it? When we put an S on the dogs to make that plural, we take the S off the verb, and the other way around for singular. The tiger stalks its prey. The tigers stalk their prey. This one has an S, this one doesn't. Singular, plural. The boy plays with his toys. Plays with an S. And the boys play with their toys. The girl rides her horse. And the girls ride their horses. And if you still don't believe me, try saying it the other way around. The dog chased the car. Or the dogs chases the car. So it doesn't make sense. So we need to make sure that we're matching up the correct number in our subject with the verb that we choose to use. However, we need to be careful with collective nouns. A collective noun refers to a group of things all together. For example, a group of cows is called a herd. So when we have got the collective noun herd, that's referring to the group of cows as a single unit. So now that herd, even though it consists of many cows, will be a singular subject. And let's look at how that would look. Singular, a cow lies down with the S there. The cows lie down. However, if instead of saying the cows, we say a herd of cows, then we need to use the S because a herd of cows is a single item. A herd of cows lies down. Another example, the girl sings at the concert. Single subject girl sings with the S because it's single. Plural, the girls sing at the concert and the S has been taken off. But if we say the choir, and the choir is a group of people that are one unit, the choir sings at the concert. We couldn't say the choir sing at the concert. Now, relating verbs are different. So we've talked before about relating verbs including am, is, are, was, were, being, seen, sorry, not seen, been. And with these verbs, we don't just add an S for singular subjects because those words don't have an S on the end. We need to use a different form of the verb. So if we've got a singular form, he is going to work, then the plural form is they are going to work. So we've changed it from is to are. Both are relating verbs, but it's a different verb depending on whether the subject is single or plural, he or they. She was at work, single. They were at work, was and were. I am going to work. We are going to work. I is single, so we're using am. I am going to work. We are going to work. So plural, more than one, are going to work. Okay. So that now is the end of that. You will need to go into your, there's a worksheet called Subject Verb Agreement. So find that in your work pack and work your way through that. And tomorrow we'll be also doing some more editing like we did last week, where you'll need to look out for those subject verb agreement problems in the editing and make sure you're using the correct verb with the number in the subject. Thanks, everyone.